1, 2, 1, 2. Love you guys. I need tech help. I'm asking for anyone that likes tech to come help me on the MAGA exit countdown. Secret inside info. You just got it. Let's get on the stream. Ready? I think it's coming on. I did one without any sound. You just got it. Let's get on the stream. Ready? Yes, that one's on. And I think this one's going to come on. So I am here. Yep, yes, that one's fantastic. Because I'm Kirsten Peck. I am the author of the book, Betrayed by Trump. It is a question mark because it is a discovery guide for you to go through the critical thinking process and analyze your relationship with MAGA politics. And I've heard a lot of search terms are rising about people that want to leave the movement. And last year I wrote the book because I saw the betrayal happening. And I am in action now because I am a civics teacher, an English teacher from high schools in Florida, and I have a solution that I'm trying to get the word out. So please share. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe and talk to me because this is an interactive event. I am not trying to preach at you. I am trying to share information that I believe is urgent and a bit of a refresher from your high school class. And so no pain, no shame, but we've got to talk about a few things, okay? So thank you for joining me here. This is the MAGA Exit Countdown, week number 12. Believe it or not, I set this up at 18 weeks and I've already gone through 6 of them. So this is the watch party and it is the Tuesday night event that is the pep rally energy to help you get the spirit to understand that you're going to have to make a few changes if you want things to change for the better, okay? So to do that, I have this episode tonight is called The Setup, okay? The Setup. And I want to thank, first up, starting with gratitude. So I always try to act and work through the activities that I am coaching you through. So grab a notebook, take some notes because this is your first time here. You've got to catch up, okay? If you've been with me a while, you know that gratitude and taking stock of everything that we have been through in our lives is a strong foundational push. And so today I want to talk about dedicating this to 2 of my favorites in the press and the journalism industry. That's why I'm here. I'm teaching journalism, English, civics. Let's go. My particular woman today is named Helen Thomas. And I love Helen Thomas. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2013, but I'm bringing her up today because she was the White House bureau chief for United Press International. And that was one of the groundbreaking women's journalism positions that she was the first to hold, White House bureau chief. And she interviewed and challenged 10 presidents. Every single president from President John F. Kennedy when I was born in 1963, all the way up to President Obama when she ended up passing away in 2013. So she was a legend. She was no BS. She called those questions out. She looked at the president in his eye and said, "You need to answer to me, the press. I am the people." That's the role of the press. And with this comes my other favorite today, popular Ari Melber. And the setup tonight with Ari Melber is because, thank you, Ari, he had the one and only Peter Navarro on his show live streaming when he got Peter Navarro to talk about the setup of January 6th. So we're taking a play from the setup on the setup, okay? So thank you for listening. Let me check and make sure I got everybody going. Yes, got a couple people saying hello. Thank you for subscribing. I'm trying to just get you to focus on the facts so that you can make your honest, good decisions, okay? All eyes are on the primary. We have established respect and truth as our foundational values. So we're giving respect, we're giving truth to ourselves, okay? You're keeping the notes. Gratitude, legacy, all of these things are what we're talking about because those are common goals. Every single person wants to have a long, successful, happy, safe life. Those are common goals we all have. And I'm calling that as the test, okay? You keep the score. Awesome. So, where am I at? I'm opening up the show card. Here's my show card because I am here exposing political games, okay? I have a series of videos called Know the Plays. Those are over here on the channel. Go look at them. These are through history. They're set up, I don't know, there's 6 or 8 of them maybe. Details about plays of government and history and corruption because this is not anything new, okay? Also, this is skill training because I want you to be able to focus and pivot. That's the goal. Focus and pivot. And so this is sports training. It's a little bit of a mashup. It's a bit of arts because it's about your perspective. And as I've talked about it before, going from shallow to deep is a changing of your perspective, how long you look at something, and also the points of view. What is your opinion about it? What is someone else's opinion about it? And then what is somebody else's opinion about it? Because opinions are a bunch of hot air until you have the facts to back them up. And that is straight out of my history class. My English class. Yeah, both of them. Opinions are hot air without the facts to back them up, okay? So, flipping it. We are, let me touch a bit here on my English class, okay? So, in my English class here, less of me, more of teacher. Yes, English class, here we go. I want you to look at your life like you are a character in the main story. You have your personality and your intelligences and your values. We're talking about the problems and the conflicts, your internal conflicts and your external conflicts. And you, the character, you are the main character of your life. And so you deserve to figure this out, okay? So, with this, I got us set up here on the dirty play. Let me turn this back to me a second. We talked on Sunday when I set this up for this week's setup, the setup of the setup for week 12, okay? And I broke down what I call the dirty play, which is when the MAGA movement and President Trump is basically picking us apart one by one, picking us apart against each other based on race, based on income, based on education, on faith, on sexuality, on all sorts of things he's trying to divide us on. Divide and conquer. That's the strategy, okay? So I decided today I'm flipping this one. We're flipping it, okay? Because when you flip the script, it helps you see the other perspective. Okay, let me say that again. Flip the script, see the other perspective. Okay, so the dirty strategy of divide and conquer, also bombarding you with deception, bombarding you with it. And that our emotions, when we are wound up and we have been manipulated in this bombardment and in the division and the conquering of that, those emotions are not going to give you good decisions. That's the part we're trying to understand so that you can get a grip on the emotions, refocus them, and hopefully pivot out. Okay? So, the deception. Now, I last week started in on the con, and here it is again. Yes, moving my camera around a little easier today. This is my very funny graphic, isn't it cute? I should go to art school. Again, I need tech help, art help. Okay, because here's the anatomy of the con. And I was here the other day and we were talking about how you or a person, any person, can be very easily manipulated because this grifter here has friends. He has partners. It's not a one-man con. There's many people in the con, and that is what we're talking about today. Because if you can name the people in the con, it will help you to back away from them. Because unless you're part of the con, you are the mark. So in the diagram here, you've got the grifter. As I said, he is profiling the mark. Someone comes in and helps rope them in, ties them up. Somebody is used as the decoy or the shill over here, proof that the deal is good. And the part that I realized when I did more research on this, because I'm picking away at this problem, the problem is the problem, not the people. People are not the problem is the problem. And the problem is the bully. And the problem is the gang. And the problem is the scam. So I'm trying to help you see the scam so that you'll leave. You'll be like, I'm out of here. I'm not part of this. And I did more research because there is often, very often, another player in here, the inside banker. Because yes, this makes sense. The mark has to come in and give the money. He has to put the money into the bank. So of course the bank is fake. Of course. Yes. And so the mark over here, he doesn't go to the cops because he's embarrassed. He's like, oh no, I just lost everything. The con is gone, the money is gone, and oh no, I'm stuck. But you're not stuck, you got 12 weeks. Yes, we've got 12 weeks on this. So here I am trying to explain this to people to understand. So that, here's why. You see my drawing. Here now is your homework. I want you to draw, make a list. You don't have to draw it. Let me show you the easy one. So here's the easy one. Bring this in. Yes. Here's a simple one. I want you looking here. There it is. Beautiful. Okay. Looking up in here. Your ropes that are tying you into this, your local government, the governors of Texas, the governor of Florida, they are tying you in. Other people that are in on this are the likes of social media people like Joe Rogan and literally the Tate brothers, who have now gotten arrested because they are part of the scam. They are scammers. And of course, whatever happened to his friend Epstein, who knows? All this stuff. And then let's talk about the decoys and the shills. I'm going to call these are the people that continue to pretend that this is all great. The senators, like Mitch McConnell, like Ted Cruz, like Lindsey Graham, rest his soul, because they are shills. They are decoys. They continue to perpetrate the scam. They're in on the scam. So's the cabinet. Oh my gosh, the cabinet is so in on the scam. And the insiders, let's talk about some of these insiders, like Peter Navarro telling Ari Melber all about the scam. January 6th, go look it up. Please go look at Peter Navarro himself bragging about it, because this is a con. And here's the really sad part about this, that I really appreciate you for having to be honest with yourself and have respect for yourself, because these are not going to be easy conversations to have with your friends and your family. Because I believe and I'm aware that your friends and your family and your business partners are in on the scam as well. The resistance to do anything, the resistance to fight back, follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. And so, yes, here I'm going to go on my walkout. Here's my much more detailed plan. Name the players. Not only in your MAGA players, but in your life. And so here we go. Decoys, I got a whole bunch of them up in there. Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, Rick Scott. I'm coming to Florida next week for the primary, so I'm Florida bound. Governor DeSantis is on his way out. There's going to be a new governor in the state of Florida. There is a big decision to be made. And if you will replace your anxiety with the writing of these questions and the questioning President Trump in the 95 questions that we've done in weeks before, I think it was 14. And I'm coming over here just to finish wrapping this up. Here was my dirty play strategy. And let me look at some of these notes. Men and girls spaces, fraud and socialism. You know, so, okay, Johnny, we have a thing here about respect and not name calling, I guess here, and not putting out false information. So my question to you would be your sources as to here part of the problem with open borders, because actually that's not an accurate statement. That's taken out of context. There is a misunderstanding that you have been manipulated by repeating that information. All of the money was funneled through USAID. Oh, that one too. Yeah, USAID was helping keep the world stable, let's say, was getting into a lot of foreign policy and was getting into a lot of diplomacy with people in the African region and in the Middle East. And so the question here becomes your ability to look at another perspective. And Johnny here saying it's not false, asking you, Johnny, please provide a source for the statement that the Democrats want open borders, because that is not an accurate statement. Scorecard here. Yes, this is the one from the gang episode 15. I'm wondering, Johnny, have you looked at that? Have you considered the options of leaving your gang? Because it is a gang. And the con man and the scam is becoming more and more obvious as you watch politics. And so here's to my wrap up here. Let me bring this back. Like I said, I think I'm pretty much to the end. Awesome. Up here to the ending. Back here, set this down. See if I can come in here for a fantastic landing. Yes. So, my watch party. Here it is. Johnny, dude, awesome to have you here. Can you please keep receipts this week on the things that you see President Trump doing himself, the policies that he is enacting in your community, your bank account balance, your gas tank bill when you fill up your car, and you keep track of the promises that were made to you. And if you feel that that is the way to continue, I've got 12 more weeks for you to work through those questions, okay? So always follow the money. The fake banker is the one today that I got, and the keeping your eye on the president, because breaking news story today about the president over in Turkey when he was on the big jumbo gift from Qatar and was a decoy himself, hiding, running away, using his staff as the decoys. So I can't wait to hear more of this story, and then I can't wait to hear how it's all going to be deflected around in the echo chamber. It's an echo chamber, okay? So this is my test, my theory. These are my plays. I am an award-winning reading teacher, high school educator from Florida. Like I said, I'm going to Florida next week for the primary. This is a gang exit strategy. Please look it up. Please talk to me about it, because your identity needs to be boosted. I call it remixed, and that's exactly what I do. It's also a mash up, because again, the more they're going to bombard you with propaganda, I'm going to bombard you with more of the facts, more of the truth, more of the Stoic wisdom and the ancient philosophy that is proven as true. So, sports performance, yes, focus to pivot, okay? Economic empowerment, absolutely. Please check out the information about economic empowerment, because that's a whole nother story I can't wait to share with you. The hero journey, yes, because this is epic. It's going to be hard. It is hard. It's been hard for 10 years. It already is. It's been hard. Okay. The book, my book, please, Johnny, go get my book on Amazon. It's only $10. All of the charts are in here. It's really simple to read. I'm a reading teacher, so I made it really easy to read. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. What else is on here? Subscribe, notify. Yes, let's keep our eyes on the Senate. Let's keep the eyes on the voting registration and this setup, because this is the setup that they're already trying to fake. They're already setting up the setup is about the election coming in 12 weeks. Okay? So the setup, thank you very much. This is week number 12 on my watch party. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you guys for subscribing and sharing this. Johnny, please share. I love hearing your ideas. I need to know your sources, okay? Because I don't think your sources are exactly right, okay? That's my story. I'll be back Friday with a deep dive training into more of my scorecard and more of my analysis with the graphic organizers, because When you are writing your ideas out, you will feel better. And just like sports training, the more you do it, the easier it gets, the more your confidence will grow, and you will be ready to focus and pivot back to the American dream for all of us. Liberty and justice for all. 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 Awesome. Love you guys. Thank you. Week number 12. Let's go. Woo woo. Woo.